Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be looking at Chuks. We are going to be looking at how to install Chuks. We are going to write our first program using the Chuks language. We are also going to run our program using Chuks virtual machine, and we are also going to compile our program using the ahead of time compiler, which generates a binary code that we can run on our server without having to need any extra dependency. Without further ado, let's see what Chuks is all about. So, what is Chuks? On Chuks' website, it says Chuks is a modern programming language that is simple to learn, fast to run, and expressive enough for real world applications. From high concurrency service to data analysis, machine learning, and AI agent. One tool change shapes the VM. VM here is talking about virtual machine. AOT compiler. The AOT compiler is talking about the ahead of time compiler. So AOT is an abbreviation for ahead of time compiler. HTTP runtime, native concurrency, and a full data and machine learning stack. Build it once, ship it as a single self-contained binary. So that's what Chuk is all about. There are several ways that you can install Chuks. From the website, Chuks provides multiple options that you can use in installing it. You have the option for the Apple Silicon. Here you can download the binary for Apple Silicon. You can also download the binary for Intel. And you also have the Linux binary for AMD 64. So if you're a Linux user, you can click on this button and you get the binary, the zipped binary, and you can then unzip it and install it on your Linux. Same thing with the Linux ARM64 and the Windows 64-bit operating system. But what I prefer to do is I want to use the script, the install script, which is using the CURL, and I'm going to put this in my terminal and I'm going to install it from the terminal because it's a bit fast. I don't have to go through the process of unzipping and doing the rest. I just put this in my terminal, I click enter, and I get it to install. So that's what we're going to do shortly. So I will be proceeding to install Chuks on my machine. I'm using a MacBook Pro, so I'm going to be using the script, the install script here. Copy this, and I head over to my terminal. So on my terminal here, I'll be running the installation script using the CURL command. I paste it on my terminal. What I think this script does is it goes to the Chuks website, official website, and gets the installation script. The installation script then runs on your machine. It pulls the binary, unzip it, and makes it available for you to make use of. Right. So that's what I'll be doing. So let's click the enter and let's see what happens. Okay, that was fast. Here you can see I'm on the 0.09 version. And exactly what I said, it actually pulled it from the Chuks official site and completed the installation on my system. So here I also see like I have access to the docs for getting started, and I also have access to chuks.org, which is the official website we just came from. So to confirm that Chuks is up, I'm going to run the Chuks command, which is Chuks, and this should give me the various command I could use with Chuks. And on this command list, you see the new command, which creates a new project skeleton. You have the run command, which runs Chuks directly in your VM. And here VM is virtual machine. You have the watch and every other commands that you're used to when building your apps. So yeah, that's what you get out of the box with Chuks. In the next video, we're going to see how we can use Chuks to write our first program. Now that we have Chuk installed, the next thing we want to do is to write our first program, which is the Hello World program. And to do that, I'm going to do that on my terminal. So on my terminal, you can see I have, currently in the documents folder, and in the documents folder, I'm going to create another folder called tutorial, Chuks tutorial. So I'm going to say mkdir, Chuks tutorial. just to keep everything organized. And I want to cd into that new folder. Come in chuks, cd chuks, tutorial. Okay, now I'm in the chuks tutorial. It's an empty folder. I'm going to create a chuks file. And to do that, I'm going to say touch chuks. Sorry, it should be hello.chuks. Yes, so if I do ll, I should have the file there. Now within the chuks file, I'm going to write our hello world program. So to write our hello world program in the chuks file, I'm going to be using Vim. Yeah, let's use Vim. I'm going to do clear. So to use Vim, to achieve this, I'm going to say Vim chuks, hello chuks. Hello.chuks. Yes. So now I'm in the chuks file and I'm going to write our program. To write our program using Vim, I'm going to press the I, which is to insert. Then I'm going to write print ln, which is new line. I'm going to say hello, hello world. Right. So I'll save this by using the column WQ, escape column WQ. And I click enter. So when I do the cat hello chuks, I should see print hello world. Now to run this, I'm going to use the command chuks run hello.chuks. And we have it, right? So we've been able to successfully install chuks. We've been able to run our first program, which is the hello world program. Next, we're going to see what more we can use chuks to achieve. Let's make things slightly more interesting. So if you look at my screen, you'll see I've created the greet chuks function. So the greet chuks function takes in a name and returns a greeting. So it says hello, the name. And let's look at the code. If you look at the code, you'll find out that chuks is actually strictly typed. You can see the name, which is the parameter we are taking in, is typed to string, and even the function, the return type of the function is also string. If I should take this out, you see we're going to have issues with this, and which is not good. So you should ensure that your chuks is typed. Then you also have this. Remember the backtick for the TypeScript and JavaScript users. You know what the backtick does, right? String interpolation. So here it returns hello world, and here you see we have another explicitly typed variable, which is message, and the variable calls the great chuks. Um, the variable is assigned to the great chuks function, and what this means is that when this great chuks function executes, the variable is going to assume the value of this. And then on the fifth line, we are using the print line statement the print line command to print the message. So let's run this and let's see what happens. So I'll save, I'll come to my terminal and I'm going to do chuks run greet.chuks. And now you have hello chuks. What happens if I change this to David, right? And I run the same command, I have hello David. So we have been able to write our first program with Chuks, and we've been able to write our first function application using the Chuks programming language. So what we want to do now is to compile our Chuks program with the AOT compiler, right? And what we want to do is to ensure that we compile this to then generate a binary file that we can take and run on any web server that we prefer. Now to build Chuks, or to compile chuks, we use the command chuks build. Then we point it to the file that we want to build. Say chuks build. Let's build a great .chuks file. Good. So that takes less than milliseconds to build. And if you look at my left hand, you see that a build folder was created. And in the build folder, we have the grid.chuks.bin. Now we would run this grid.chuks.bin using, we don't need to use anything. I think you just need to point to the file and run it. So I would do that by doing build, which is the folder, and I'm going to do forward slash, then I'm going to call the name of the program, which is the binary file name, chuks.bin. Press enter. You can see that the program ran. So this way is okay. This way of building or compiling your program is okay when you want to go to production, right? And to also mention that you don't need any other extra dependencies or package to use this. Once you build it, you have a single binary file that you can take to your web server and run